It's media day, and the Indiana Fever admin is feeding families. It's 2025 Media Day for the Indiana Fever, which basically means the Indiana Fever are dolled up, they are giving interviews, and the content is spilling.
Hey everyone, it's Caitlin Clark. We're here at Media Day, year 2. It's going great. We're taking some great photos for you all. Stay tuned. They're coming your way.
They were taking pictures. Caitlin Clark was dishing dimes to Lexie Cole during photo shoots. There were therapy dogs.
Come here. Don't swear me. He's like, I worked all day. I had to come back for you. Your tail's wagging.
Yes, oh my sweet boy. Poor girl.
She's a girl.
Hi, baby.
See, you'll probably never see this if you weren't hired like this, you know? Like,
I do that.
perspective.
I do that with our.
Or I'll like carry my dog around and like, see, like,
I like
see different things. Like,
It's you.
oh,
Hi, you big
boy or girl? Girl.
Oh, it's a baby.
And did you know that Caitlin's favorite color jersey is not the red, but it's actually the blue?
Y'all like the reds the best or not? Or the white? I like the reds is crazy.
I like the blue, to be honest.
Right.
Really?
Okay, now on to more serious stuff, the interviews. Now, there are so many interviews that I don't want to inundate you and make this, I don't know, like a 30-minute long video, but I did want to get into some of the better parts or some of the parts that I liked. I thought that we'd watch a lot of Caitlin Clark's interview. We can get into Aliyah Boston. So let's just dive right on in. First off, these are my key takeaways from watching pretty much all of the interviews, and everybody wants to be there. They are not playing this year. They are standing 10 toes behind wanting to get a chip. They are all blocking out the noise. They want to protect the locker room because, as we all know, the Indiana Fever are a talked about team. So they're trying to keep it kind of safe to create a championship environment. So first of all, I don't know which reporter it was, but he asked everybody if they knew who the original number 22 was. And a lot of us already kind of know this, but it was Steph White, and everyone got that number right except for Kelsey Mitchell. But then they asked how many points per game she got, and here's what Caitlin said.
Caitlin, the inaugural Fever season was 25 years ago. Do you know who the original number 22 was?
Original. Steph White?
Do you know in that season, can you guess how many points a game she averaged?
Putting me on the spot. I should have studied up.
Yeah, media guy.
She probably passed the ball well, but 8?
7.2. Well done.
I didn't want to like lowball her. That would be disrespectful.
Always the joker. And then they asked her how she felt about going back to the Carver Hawkeye Arena, and she ended up putting the Carver Hawkeye Arena kind of on blast.
So it'll be fun to get back there, see some of my former teammates, my friends that are there. A lot of my family will be coming, so I know they're excited. I warned everybody, I'm like, there's not air conditioning in Carver Hawkeye, so usually don't play basketball games in May, so hopefully it stays a little cool in there. I don't know what the humidity is looking like, but we'll see how it goes. It might be a little toasty.
So she puts Carver Hawkeye Arena on blast, but sadly the air conditioning system won't be. Blasting, that is. But a lot of fans took to social media in defense of their Midwest air conditioning system and said it doesn't really get that hot and it won't be that hot when they're playing. Now, they're in the middle of training camp right now, which is literally day 4. They're only going to have 5 practices until the entire team, who has just started practicing together for the first time, hits the court playing the Brazilian national team on May 2nd. And this is what Caitlin Clark had to say about the quick turnaround of developing like team chemistry.
How lucky are we to have such a good roster and so many people that wanted to be a part of something, bigger than themselves. They saw something in this team and this organization, and you have to give Kelly and Amber a lot of credit on, selling them on this, and also them for being selfless and wanting to come here and be a part of this. So I'm just really excited. I'm lucky to be here and to have been drafted here last year, and for this franchise to put so many great resources in front of us, whether it's, obviously building the new practice facility or, just how much they invest into us and all the resources that they provide us. So really just fortunate, and excited for our roster. Obviously, you don't have a lot of time to put it together. You know, we play a back-to-back this weekend and have really only had, at that point, 5 practices. So it'll be a lot of learning on the fly, but the best thing you can do is just go out there and play with your teammates. That's the best way to learn. So we're excited.
And when she was asked about what success looks like for her next season, the answer was pretty easy, with a mic drop moment.
Have you guys been explicit so far about wanting to win a championship this year? And
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
What does success then look like? I mean,
A championship.
But honestly, the confidence in this team about going to the championships, not just like seeding better, not just like being at, not just making the semifinals like Lynn Dunn and Christy Sides had mentioned last season, but they are actually chasing that championship. And it's not only Caitlin saying this. Listen to DeWanna Bonner.
We all just giving each other grace and trying to figure it out, but at the same time, we know we have a goal, we want to win, and a mindset, and we come in here every day and we work for it.
Okay, so first of all, how beautiful does she look? I mean, she cleans up well. Second of all, one of my favorite parts of her interview is how she talks about how welcoming the Indiana fan base was to her and how she can't even go to a grocery store without being recognized or welcome to the city.
The support here has been just phenomenal. I really can't go anywhere. I've been here like a week and a half, and everywhere I go, it's just like, we're excited for the season. Thank you for being here. Everywhere I go, it's just can't even go to the grocery store without someone saying how excited they are. So it's just been really refreshing. I'm excited to be a part of it, and them cheering for me for once instead of against me.
And again, her confidence in winning was kind of what led her to Indiana, but her eye was on the prize, and that prize was winning.
What's the point of putting this roster together if you're not going to compete for a championship, no matter what adversity you faced before? It's kind of like a new clean slate, and you got to have a chip on your shoulder from the beginning.
What have you learned?
And of course, Caitlin's muscles came up. This is what Aliyah Boston responded to when her muscles came up. She was basically answering like how Caitlin Clark is different from last season to this season.
I feel like everyone talks about it. I'll see it on social media. They'll be like, Caitlin has so strong muscles. And don't tell her I said that either. don't even mention that. Yeah. But I think her strength, I mean, she gets in the paint and she's able to bully her way in and finish strong at the basket. I mean, everyone talks about, once again, her three-point shooting. And we've all seen her passing. But I think her ability to get downhill and really just stay on balance and score the ball, I think is going to be great this year, too.
And, her ability to get downhill and get in the paint also has, like, the muscles are going to make such a big difference because last season, she did not have, like, so much time to really get acclimated to the physicality of the WNBA with the way that everyone had been pumping iron, for years previously. And she got knocked around a little bit. She ran into some unpredicted screens. And that is something that a lot of people have been talking about in their experience with her in training camp, just how much stronger she is and how she can push through the paint way better. And Natasha Howard, who is also new to the team, had some thoughts about Caitlin Clark, and here's what she said.
I see it already in practice. She's talking to us in the huddles and stuff. I feel like it's natural to her because she did it at Iowa for the 4 years when she was at Iowa. So I feel like she's gonna be in that category with the Sue Bird, the Donna Taurasi's and stuff like that. So she's going to be a really good point guard in years to come.
So that was really sweet. She just playing with Caitlin Clark. She sees that she is kind of like a growing leader, already kind of there. But I think that what I've been noticing from hearing everyone talk is that DeWanna Bonner has kind of really surfaced as the leader of the team. I mean, she's entering her 16th year in the WNBA, so that's no surprise. But DeWanna Bonner also mentioned that she does feel like she has kind of grown into this leadership role, but she's also being led by some of the young core in Aliyah Boston and in Caitlin Clark, because they are kind of showing her what it's like to be dealing with a fan base this big. Because while DeWanna Bonner definitely has the veteran experience and the court IQ and the know-how and the maturity, she has not ever dealt with, something like this. And I think one of the best things that she's been able to learn is how to really block out the noise and how to protect the locker room from what everyone is saying on the outside. And there's Sophie Cunningham. And, she also talks about where they want to go, where they want to be at the end of the season, and they have their eye on that championship ring. And so everyone has been saying basically the same thing, but one thing that set her interview apart from the rest, getting back to her Midwestern roots.
How's it been being back in the Midwest? I know you got a little taste of winter in the middle of March and April. That's always fun.
Heck yeah. You know, after practice yesterday, they had scalloped potatoes and meatloaf, and I was like, I am back in the Midwest, and I love it. So I'm all here. I'm for it. Just being back in the Midwest, the people are just good people, and especially when you go to a college town like Iowa City, to get behind someone so great like Caitlin Clark, I just think there's a lot of positive and excitement news around women's basketball, around Caitlin, around Iowa, and so for us to kind of go there and kind of see what it's about. Actually, they ended my career there, my senior year of Mizzou, so I'm not salty or anything.
From Iowa? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. But no, it's going to be fun just to kind of be back in that Midwest mentality of people who are all about their sports teams, and so I'm excited for it.
You've been recognized out in public yet by people getting MIZs and stuff?
You know, no MIZs, but a lot of, hey, we're ready for the fever season, so I'm all for it. Yeah.
And a sentiment echoed throughout all the interviews was how good and how tight all the team feels. And Kelsey Mitchell talks about the culture change of the Fever here.
Oh, no, just like even like us going to the Pacers game yesterday, it's like the aura is just different. We sit and watch games like we like been family for like years, kind of like. I sat there with like C-Square, I sat there with Caitlin. And we just talk about basketball, and then I sit with Stephanie, we talk about basketball, and it's like, for some reason, like, the love language that we all have for basketball just kind of made, I don't know, the culture easy to be around this time around.
And Lexie even explained her surprise engagement to the media.
You got your 2 rings, now looking for the 3rd. Is that your mantra for the season?
For sure. 3 on the way.
Yeah. Go back to your engagement. What was that whole thing like for you with your fiance?
Yeah, so we went on family vacation with his family the week before training camp started, and so I just thought it was going to be a normal, reset before training camp, and ended up coming away with the ring. So very thankful. He'll be with me this whole season, so I'm just very grateful.
Sydney Colson got a few recommendations on places to eat since she's pretty new to Indiana.
I'll probably be comparing restaurants here to out there, and just trying to get out in the community and see what there is to offer. You got recommendations about something?
The Garage has been name dropped already. That's
the
a pretty
Garage?
good spot. Yeah, off of Mass Ave. It's like a big food hall.
Okay, good to know.
Recommended. Yeah.
Okay.
Boca has a really good happy hour if you're into that kind of thing, like Orange Juice Princes,
You trying to get me drunk?
No, I'm just making off.
Man.
About the same age, you got to be young or whatever. Yeah.
Appreciate that. Garage. Okay, I got it.
And of course, she had to make a joke right there at the end. And just to backtrack to the DeWanna Bonner interview for a second, one of the things I got most excited about was how she was talking about the firepower on the new team.
I don't know if I, in 15 years, have been on a team where we had this much firepower throughout the whole roster. And even our rookies in camp it's been competitive, it's been great. So just trying to figure out how we all can fit and how we can all make these rotations work, giving each other a lot of grace, because we have people that coming in that, like myself, haven't played since, losing last year in the playoffs. So just all trying to figure it out. And I think that's the most exciting part, because we have so many firepowers. We can just go any way, any given night, and just be unpredictable. So just making sure everybody locked in on the goal and understand what we want to do, and just taking it day by day.
It's the only way you can.
And I know many of you probably want to hear from Makayla Timpson, so here's a few words that she said.
It was totally unexpected. I didn't talk to them at all, the week before the draft. So I'm just blessed to be here, though, but it was unexpected. But I know it's going to be crazy in the crowd. We got Caitlin, who, put all the exposure to women's basketball since her great rookie year last year. So, I just knew the crowd's going to be great, the fan base is going to be great, the atmosphere is going to be great. So I'm just excited to be a part of it. Yeah, I had a few conversations with her yesterday at practice. She just told me just be a sponge and watch the vets and do the things that I've been doing. So that's what I need to do, and just, it's all a learning process. So just being willing to learn, and also just working hard every single day and being consistent.
So Media Day seemed like a real hoot. There's tons of content, and there are so many more interviews. And if you want to check them out, I will leave the link to the Indiana Fever YouTube in my description, and you can watch the full interviews. But we are T-minus 2 days away from Fever basketball, where our new revamped roster will take the court. And I will be going live directly after the game, so we can chop it up, we can celebrate, hopefully, or complain if need be. Anything you guys want to talk about, I'll be going live directly after the game on May 2nd. And a lot of people actually remind me to do this because I really don't do it enough. But if you like the video, give it a like. If you want to, subscribe. And if you are so inclined, you can also become a member. But I will see you next time.